The Oting Citizen Office issues a press note resenting the presence of 3 security personnel involved in the December 4 killings in the Army's Court of Inquiry team led by Major General. A SIT constituted by Nagaland government interrogates personnel of 21 para-special forces in connection with Oting killings on December 4. Personnel interrogated at Rainforest Research Institute in Jorat, Assam. Dimasa Public Organization reiterates community's desire to continue within the fold of Dimapur district. Organization tells government of Nagaland that they do not want to be a part of Chumukadima district, rather will remain under Dimapur. Few archaeological items believed to be from the Neolithic era have been excavated from Lishmi village under Pek district, one of the oldest in Nagaland. The Chagesang claims to have migrated from Manipur's Maikel village. Pungro Area College Students' Union expresses dismay over delay in upgradation of Shamador headquarters to a full-fledged district. Nagaland government asked to uphold commitment and assurance. Hello and welcome to Nltv. You are watching English Prime Time. I am Chiben Kwong. These are the stories in detail. The Oting Citizens Office on Thursday issued a press release resenting the presence of 3 security personnel involved in the December 4 killings in the Army's Court of Inquiry team led by a Major General that visited the site on Wednesday. Office said that despite the gruesome incident still fresh in their minds, they had cooperated and allowed the inquiry team to visit Ground Zero in good faith, with the exception and expectation that justice would be delivered by punishing those involved in the massacre of 13 innocent villagers. However, office expressed surprise and claimed that the inquiry team, instead of sympathizing, brought 3 bloodthirsty 21 para-special commandos involved in the murder of Oting incident villagers on December 4 with the intent to hurt and aggravate the emotions of grieving families. The office further said that his act was disrespectful towards the grieving families and hurt the sentiments of the citizens. It also added that the Army's statement and actions were quite contradictory, and therefore Oting citizens can't trust the words of Indian Army until justice is delivered. A special investigation team set up by the government of Nagaland on Thursday collected the statements of army officers and Jawans who were involved in the killing of 14 civilians in a botched operation in Oting, Mon district on December 4. The 6-member SIT team recorded the statements at the Rainforest Research Institute at Jorat in Assam, which stated that army officials were familiar with the matter. The proceedings are expected to continue on Friday. The army and Nagaland police refused to comment, but people aware of the development said that the special investigation team collected the statements of 7 to 8 army personnel, including the officers who were allegedly part of the shooting at Oting in Mon district on December 4 and 5. Meanwhile, the DGP of Nagaland, John Lungumar, said that he can't comment on the issue as the investigation is still ongoing. He also mentioned that it was not clear whether the SIT interrogated the army personnel or only recorded their prepared statements. A few weeks after the formation of Chumukadima, Newland and Suminu as full-fledged districts, Dimasa Public Organization has appealed to the state government that they will not be a part of Chumukadima district but will rather remain under the district of Dimapur. In regards to this, Nltv on Thursday had a conversation with the president of the Dimasa Public Organization. While he stated that his happiness with the creation of Chumukadima and Newland as districts, he mentioned that Dimasa will always remain under the district of Dimapur because of their history and their forefathers shared. We have more on this. Let us have a look.
Forefathers, grandfathers ka la time bra, our neighboring district, Beren Manukan be Amahan Loda Aigene, what I request Kure, I been Abahan be Beren Loda join Grubi, Beren district join Grubi Kwe. Ulebi Amahan Gi Kwe Kuledo, we as the masses, Amikan Dimabo Loda identify Kure. Kile because of our history. That is historically, Amikan emotionally, or Amikan la attachment, Ekta Dimabo Loda Hotai Tage. Not because we dislike others. Dusra tribe ke biya pa ase. Takan logode thagibule mon nai. Takan logode jabule mon nai. Yade thagibule mon ase. Amikan ekku nimite no hai. Amakala emotional attachment, inseparable attachment because of our past, glorious past in Dimapur. Itu pura hai amahan Dimapur de rakhi dile bhal hobo. Koi kene idue bhavna amar manu sob idue bhavna de ase. We cannot betray our forefathers. Amikan pula paba khan barabi idue koi. Dimapur logode thakibo de amahan Dimapur. If Dimapur could be itu amahan itu ruins khan to Dimapur to Dusra district de jabo gole to bura jaise gole to amahan we have no issue going with any other district. Idue gobo itu.
A few archaeological items were excavated from Lishmi village on the Pek district of Nagaland, inhabited by the Chakisang tribe of Nagas, who migrated from Maikel village, Manipur. According to a preliminary excavation done by the Department of History and Archaeology of Nagaland University in the year 2001, the tools and artifacts which were used by the ancestors of the people of Lishmi village, which may probably be placed within the time period of the Neolithic tradition. Belonging to circa 4000 to 2000 BC in European context, while in the Northeast India context they belong to circa 400 to 200 BC, which is contemporary to Southeast Asia and Southwest China. This finding of the Nagaland University makes Lishmi one of the oldest villages in Nagaland, and also the people of Lishmi one of the first settlers of Nagaland. In regards to the findings, Nltv headed down to Lishmi village to get details on the artifacts and the historical locations in Lishmi village. A local guide explained to Nltv the history of the various artifacts and the historical locations in Lishmi village. Come, let us have a look.
Yes, oral narration states that Koja and his descendants and his group left Mekrore, which means Michael in Manipur, in search of new settlement. They moved out from Michael village. And we did not know whether we have halted there or resided there, but then as legend says, we migrated from Michael village. All we know is that we came out from Michael in search of new settlement. So they had embarked on a new journey for their belongings, with their belongings that included Jemakulara, as you can see there, Jemakulara, which means a descendant seat, plates made of clay, as you can see in the box, some fetish stones. Namely, I can name you some of various crops like job steers, millets, rice, and so on. Yeah. So using thatch ropes, they tie up this Jemakulara, the descendant seat, to the back of a person. So there was a belief that on reaching the right place for settlement, the Jemakulara will fall, the dog will bark, and the cock will crow. So on their journey, they crossed many desirable places. As you can see, I can indicate you over there. Yeah, that's the Tetazulu. On reaching there, we tried to shook the Jemakulara to fall, but it did not happen. So they reflected that it might not be a place for them to settle. So they move on their journey. Finally, on reaching the present site, which we are standing right here, the Jemakulara fell, the dog barked, and the cock crow. So we felt that this is the right place for settlement. So the place came to be known as Lishmi, which means Jemakulara fell and stood erect. To this day, the seat, the fetish stones, still remains in the place.
The Bungro Area College Students' Union on December 30, through a press release, expressed disappointment with the Nagaland state government for not upholding the government's commitment and assurance made for Yimkyung tribe, district headquarters, Shamador. The Baksu stated that the gentleman's agreement must be fulfilled at the earliest and state government should uphold the principle of the government. The Baksu also mentioned that they strongly support the upgradation of the Shamador ADC headquarters to a full-fledged district headquarters and willfully endorsed to include the Bungro subdivision in Shamador district for the future and of Bungro area students' welfare and general public of the area as Yimkyung land. The union also gave its endorsement to the demand made by the Yimkyung Tribal Council and pledged to stand firm in support of the council's demand. Nagahoho, through a press statement, expressed its strong resentment over the extension of AFSPA in Nagaland for another 6 months. The Nagaho stated that they are extremely shocked by the attitude of the government of India for ignoring the voice of the Nagas as a whole. It is stated that it is a direct challenge and a message from the government of India to keep on crushing the inalienable rights of the Nagas. They also stated that if India is truly a democratic country, then the voice of the people should have been heard. Whereas, on the contrary, the dignity and rights of the Naga people is simply not respected, neither considered as fellow human beings. The release further stated that even after slaughtering Naga brothers on the 4th and 5th December 2021 at Oting village in Mom, the government of India still continues to ignore the pain and cry of the Naga people. It is a proven fact that the extension of AFSPA for another 6 months in Nagaland in the midst of people protesting against the inhuman act is nothing but an act to dehumanize the Naga people. Furthermore, the Hoho called on every Naga to stand united and be prepared for any eventualities in the days to come. As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Power Grid Corporation of India Limited celebrated its anniversary at several power grid substations across India as well as Dimapur on Friday. A Maharatna CPSU under Ministry of Power, Government of India commemorated its landmark achievement of completion of One Nation, One Grid, One Frequency. Notably, various events like medical camps and tree plantations were organized to mark the event.
पावर ग्रिड आज सेलिब्रेट कर रहा है, एक उत्सव है। ये उत्सव है कि हम लोग वन नेशन वन ग्रिड वन फ्रीक्वेंसी का ये एनिवर्सरी सेलिब्रेट कर रहा हूँ। इसी सिलसिले में ये हम लोग एनिवर्सरी सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं। इसी सिलसिले में हम लोग मेडिकल कैंप तथा ये प्लांटेशन का ड्राइव प्रोग्राम ले रहा हूँ। ये भी है, ये प्रोग्राम है सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड प्रोग्राम है। जैसे कि आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव आप लोग को सबको पता है। ये इसी महोत्सव का अंदर अपना जो एनिवर्सरी है ये भी साथ में जुड़कर जैसे कि एक स्टार्टअप काम तो होगी। जैसे कि आज हम लोग इंडिया आगे बढ़ रहा है, जैसे कि 75 इयर्स इंडिपेंडेंस भी होने वाला है जो कमिंग अगस्त महीना में। यही स्टार्टअप प्रोजेक्ट है। जैसे इंडिया बहुत सारे दिशा में तरक्की हो रहा है। ये तरक्की के साथ पावर ग्रिड का भी इसमें योगदान होगा। जैसे हम लोग पावर सप्लाई करेंगे हर ये फील्ड में, हर साइट में, जैसे कि वो भी काम करने के लिए सुविधा होगा। यही बात है कि आप लोग को ये पता होगा, ये एनिवर्सरी में हम लोग ये मेडिकल हेल्थ चेकअप, जैसे कि हमारा साथ काम करने वाला आदमी है, गांव हो या मजदूर हो, श्रमिक हो, जो भी हो, जो सुस्त रहे, अच्छा से काम कर सके, वो प्लस हम लोग जो यहाँ ये कॉलोनी में अंदर
Longjem on Thursday celebrated its Golden Jubilee at Cornerstone Higher Secondary School under the theme Rengetseng, roughly translated as preparation. While Senso missionary Reverend C. Diyong Kichu was the Jubilee speaker, notably the program was chaired by executive members Dimapur Khensa Shishashir Longjem, Akang Jungla Longchar and Auniken Walling, while the welcome address was delivered by DKST Chairman Chupangshi. China has reportedly renamed at least 15 places in Arunachal Pradesh on Thursday. The new names, termed to be standardized, will be released on Thursday along with the coordinates and a map. China's Ministry of Civil Affairs made the announcement a few days ahead of the new border law. China over the past years have been claiming Arunachal Pradesh as South Tibet or Jiangnan, to which the External Affairs Ministry firmly rejected, saying Arunachal is an inseparable part of India. The 15 places named on Thursday included 8 residential areas, 4 mountains, 2 rivers and 1 mountain pass. The highly transmissible Omicron variant has infected 1,270 people in India and has reached 23 states across India. Notably, Maharashtra tops the chart of Omicron cases with 450 at the moment. Delhi also locks in 320 cases. Kerala has reported 109 cases of Omicron variant. Gujarat reported 97 cases of the variant. Rajasthan locks in 69. Telangana records 62 cases of the variant. Tamil Nadu reports 46 cases. Karnataka locks in 34 cases. Andhra Pradesh reports 16 cases. And according to an information, in Maharashtra, a 52-year-old man passed away when he was still Omicron positive, but the result of his death was ascertained to be a cause of heart attack, and he cannot be labeled as the first Omicron fatality in the country. The government of India on Thursday urged its 19 states and union territories to work up COVID testing in a big way to identify cases promptly and restrict its spread in view of the increased transmissibility of the Omicron variant and the larger preponderance of asymptomatic cases. Meanwhile, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Nagaland records 50% decline in COVID-19 testing. The other states with low testing include poll-bound Punjab, Goa, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. Additional Secretary in the Health Ministry, R.T. Ahuja, in his letter to concerned states and union territories, advised to ensure focused, comprehensive, adequate and smart testing as per ICMR guidelines to control the transmission of the virus. The 46th meeting of the Central Goods and Services Tax Council, chaired by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, was held in New Delhi on Friday. Finance ministers of states and union territories and senior officials attended the meeting. Notably, the meeting holds significance as it is taking place ahead of the union budget for 2022-2023, which is scheduled to be presented in Parliament on February 1, 2022. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has issued travel updates for passengers on Thursday. The MRC asked the passengers to travel only if absolutely essential. Notably, the metro is currently operating at 50% of its seating capacity after Level 1 restrictions imposed by the government in the wake of rising COVID cases. With present restrictions of 50% seating and no standing, each coach can now accommodate only about 25 passengers. Therefore, an 8-coach train can now accommodate approximately 200 passengers only. A red alert has been issued in 4 districts of Tamil Nadu, including Chennai, Kanchipuram, Tiruvallur and Chinglapet, as heavy rainfall inundated roads and subways in the capital city and its suburbs. State Revenue and Disaster Management Minister KK SSR Ramachandran said that 3 people, including 2 women and a boy, died of electrocution in Chennai after the intense spell of rain, which may be one of the heaviest witnessed in recent years. According to the Weather Department, isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall activity is likely to continue over the north coastal Tamil Nadu and adjoining areas of south coastal Andhra Pradesh during the next 3 days and decrease thereafter. Nltv English Primetime winds up here. Thank you for watching Nltv. I am Chiben Kwong.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. Yeah, the back of the roadhouse.